Hey everyone. Okay, you're here for lesson 6. In lesson 5, we moved away from fractions on a number line so we can review area models. And we looked at fractions that are equivalent fractions, even though they have different shapes, right? The sizes were the same, but the way that the pieces were put together were different from each other. Now we're going to hop back to fractions on a number line, and we're going to look at equal fractions on a number line. Okay, equivalent fractions on a number line. And so I'm going to walk through the kind of exit ticket today because you're going to be spending more time on that because you're going to be labeling number lines and color coding some things. It's actually quite a fun lesson. So let me just walk you through it and then you can try your best at it. Let's go. Okay. Hi, everyone. We are looking at this exit ticket. And I'm just going to walk through. I'm going to kind of explain what I'm doing. I'm going to model it for you and speed it all up so it doesn't take too much time. And then you're going to try it on your own and you're going to start to come to some conclusions about how these fractions line up on the number line. Okay, so our job here, I know this looks kind of messy, but there's a bunch of spaces that we need to fill in. Okay, this line, we're labeling halves across the top, then fourths across the bottom. It's already been partitioned here. We can, as we examine this number line, we can see that both lines start at 0 and they end at 2, right? So those holes, they're equal, they're lined up. Here's one hole in the middle. Okay, so here's from 0 to 1, from 1 to 2, 0 to 1, 1 to 2. Now, everything's partitioned for you also, right? 0 halves, 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves in the solid lines. And then there's also fourths with the dotted lines on this first line. Underneath, again, you have it labeled in halves with the solid lines, the solid partition lines. Okay, and then the sixth is partitioned into 6, and it's your job to label those. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to speed this all up. Okay, so I have my number lines all labeled. Just go ahead and ignore these black lines under here. They're not lined up very nicely. So just label each fraction on the 6th number line. So then we look down here to our next set of instructions. Color fractions equal to 1/2 blue. Okay, so here's 1/2. Obviously, 1/2 is a blue one. And then we use our number line and we look down, right? And we can say that all of these that are lined up with 1/2 are equal, right? 1/2 and 2/4 are at the same place, so they are the same. 1/2 and 3/6 are the same. They're equal, okay? Color the fractions equal to 1 yellow. So if there's my 1, right? So 2/4, 4/4, 2 halves, sorry, 2 halves, 4/4, 2 halves again, 6/6. Those are all equal to 1 because they're lined up at the same part. 3 halves, green, 3 halves, 3 halves, 9/6. And then finally, all the fractions equal to 2 are red. So here we see our number 2. So we know everything lined up with that whole number is equal to 2. Okay, then at the bottom here we have some number line, some fractions. We're writing some equal fractions, and we're going to use the number lines as a tool, right? So if you say 2/4 is equal to how many sixths? Well, in order to do that, you need to find 2/4, 2/4, and it's equal to how many sixths? Okay, so the equal fractions, equivalent fractions, are lined up at the same place on the number line. Okay, so use this, what you've just created here across the top, as a tool to fill in these equivalent fraction sentences across the bottom. Okay, now you know how to complete your exit ticket. I walked you through it. You grab an exit ticket, try it on your own. If you are not sure how to do it, come back to the video and review it. But I'm going to challenge you to try to see some of these connections. Try to challenge yourself to see how these are equal in your own way, in your own mind, right? This kind of stuff can be new and tricky and feel kind of weird, but if you're just trying to fill in the blanks and get it done with, that's not really when real learning happens. So really try and go slow and try to see, like, how is 2/4 equal to 1/2? How can I understand that in maybe a different way, or how can I really understand that that's true? We're going to continue working with equivalent fractions for a while. So this is just like the first dive into it, right? We're just dipping our toes in the pool. We're not really diving, I guess. We are just dipping our toes in the pool. So give it your best shot and have some fun. Bye.